सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Chapter number 4, verse number 28. द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञाः योगयज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञाश्च यतयः संशितव्रताः Having given that avatara Swarupam, Lord Krishna has pointed out, whoever knows my nature, my higher nature, they will attain me alone. Whoever understands my real nature, my avatara Swarupam, they will attain me. Once they understand the nature of Bhagavan, how they look at the world. Once they understand that Bhagavan's nature, how they look at the world, they look at the world as Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Everything is Atma Swarupam alone. Everything is consciousness alone. There is no second thing at all. This is the perception of a person who understands the nature of God. So that understanding, recognizing that fact is called moksha or liberation. That is called freedom from sorrow. Knowing that real nature of Bhagavan is called liberation or moksha or freedom from sorrow. Definition of moksha is nothing but dukkha nivritti. Moksha is equal to dukkha nivritti. Dukkha means sorrow, nivritti means freedom. So therefore Lord Krishna says, whoever desire to attain freedom, that knowledge, they have to do certain sadhanas. They will take up certain sadhanas. They love to do certain sadhanas. Nearly over 12 sadhanas Lord Krishna is going to enumerate. He is enumerating already. We are seeing from the verse number 25 onwards. From the Jnana Yajna onwards, he is enumerating. What are the sadhanas? Jnana Yajna is the first sadhanam, first and best. First sadhana, not only first, but the best sadhana. So, in the name of giving all sadhanas, 12 sadhanas, Lord Krishna wants to glorify Jnana Yajna. Lord Krishna wants to glorify the Jnana Yajnam. All these 12 are called Yajnas only. All these 12 are called Yajnas. Why they are called Yajna? For example, if you do dieting, it is not a yajna. If you do fasting, it is a yajna. If you do walking, is not a yajna, but if you do a pradakshinam, it is a yajna. Any action, when the Lord is involved, devotion is involved, it is called yajna. Eating is also a yajna. So every action you can convert into yajna as a ritual. Yajna means what? A ritual. Therefore, Lord Krishna is talking about those people, mumukshus, seekers of moksha. They take up all these sadhanas, either all sadhanas or few sadhanas or one sadhana they take up and practice for chitta shuddhi. Mental purification they take up. All these yajnas, whatever we are seeing now, are not meant for to get house, children, not for materialistic pleasures. All these yajnas not meant for materialistic pleasures. But meant for whom? For what sake? All these yajnas meant for seekers of moksha, sadhakas, those who want to get antahkarana shuddhi, purity of mind, by which they get qualified to jnanam. Jnana yogyata prapyartham chitta shuddhi avasyakam. Chitta shuddhi prapyartham yajnaha te kurvanti. So, to get qualification for knowledge, you have to get purity of the mind. Then purity of the mind is possible by doing one yajna or other. So, that jnana yajna is that, Lord Krishna said, the first yajna, which is the sakshat moksha karanam, he has given in the 25th shloka, ultimate highest yajna. Some discriminative people alone will take up this yajna, like you. Discriminative people, those who are having vairagyam, viveka. What is there in this world, materialistic world? There is no happiness at all, security at all. There is something truth, real thing, that Atma Swarupam, highest knowledge, they take up the spiritual pursuit. They will take up spiritual pursuit to know about the spirit, Atma. They are all discriminative people, vivekis. All others are avivekis in artham. Vivekis, they will take up this path, higher self they want to know. For that what they do? They offer the lower self into higher self. They offer the lower self means ahankara. Jivatma, RC, they offer into higher self means physically they can't take up. They are always working for to know the higher Atma Swarupam, not this body-mind complex. They go beyond this intellectually, they understand. High-thinking people, they do mananam, shravana manana nididhyasana dwara. This lower I ahankara, they drop oblation. This is the dravyam. What dravyam here? Oblation, lower self. With lower self, they do oblation. See, when you oblations doing, the person who is doing oblation, with what he is doing, into which he is doing. Three are important. When you are offering something, offering person, offering with what, and offering into what. So here in the Jnana Yajna, who is offering with what he is offering, into whom he is offering. He is offering his lower ego, ahankara, with ahankara, in that Paramatma, higher self. How he offer? Coming to Gita class, studying Bhagavad Gita, knowing the real nature of ahankara. This ahankara is mithya, it is not real. We have to look into that real Atma Swarupam, that is called offering. Second yajna is what? Deva yajna. There are people, to get chitta shuddhi, they worship the devatas, Indra, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, other devatas. They worship to get chitta shuddhi. That is called Deva Yajna, daily puja, invoking all devatas. All these people are called yogis, grihasthas and sannyasis. The first 25th shloka, Jnana Yajna is done by the sannyasis. This Deva Yajnam is predominantly done by the grihasthas, householders. Sannyasis always do Shravana Manana Nidhyasana. More time they give for Vedanta scriptural study. Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. So Deva Yajna. What is the third Yajna? In that 26th shloka he said, Dhamma Yajna, controlling one's own sense organs. Inner mastery is called Dhamma Yajna. Sense organs of action, sense organs of knowledge. It is called Pratyahara from Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga's language. Withdrawal of the senses. That means they discipline the sense organs from the corresponding sense objects. They will not loosely use the sense organs. They will not loosely use the sense organs. They restrain their sense organs. Eyes, what are the sense organs? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch, hand, legs, all these, even speech. That's why their speech is very, very controlled, restrained, disciplined. What to talk, what not to talk, when to talk, how much to talk, what to see, what not to see, how much to see. Everything they scrutinize. Everything they scrutinize before they are doing. This is called Yajnam, Dhamma Yajna. Fourth one is Vishaya Bhoga Yajna. Sensory enjoyment also will be converted into Yajna. They enjoy, but that enjoyment, entertainment is not corresponding to the worldly matters, not materialistic entertainment, but that is connected to directly or indirectly to spiritual pursuit. They will also enjoy music, dance and festivals, so many functions they go. But ultimate aim is what? I want punyam, I want to get moksha, I want to get Bhagavan's kripa. This is the intention. Vishaya bhogam is there, but dharmikam. Vishaya bhoga, they see the objects, everything, and see this is for Bhagavan's sake I am offering. When they are smelling also, always smelling the vibhuti, chandanam, flowers, prasadam, idhida smell pannuva. Agarbatti, karpura arati, prasada, in the madri connection, Bhagavan connection, they use all the time. Even hands also functioning for that sake. Everything for Bhagavan's sake, all actions. This is called Vishaya Bhoga. For the sake of Chitta Shuddhi they use. Never do any unrighteous actions, but all righteous actions only through all sense organs they enjoy. Vishaya Bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. Vishaya means objects. So through this yajna, dharmika, shabda, rupa, sparsha, gandha. So therefore mechanical activities they offer into divine. Even mechanically whatever they are doing, they convert into divine activities. Suppose they are doing gardening. Gardening, they are doing flowers. In every tree they see it as a Bhagavan. This is the creation of Bhagavan. Pouring water, giving water to this Bhagavan's creation. Looking, perception is very important. Adi Vishaya Bhoganda. Once you take the flower, suppose you near the nose you keep. What is a creation of Bhagavan? Right? Nice smell Bhagavan created. Immediately you say. See that? And you appreciate the Bhagavan when you are enjoying every sense object. What a creation Bhagavan did. Sound, if anybody is singing nice song, you are enjoying. Suppose, Bhagavan, what a kirtana, what he is praising, how he is singing. Bhagavan's glory you see in this voice. If you see dance also, you see Bhagavan. Everything you see Bhagavan. That is Vishaya Bhogam. But you are converting that into appreciating Bhagavan. This is the way our culture. Next, fifth one is what? Atma Samyama Yajna. Fifth one, in the 27th verse. These are all not at all rituals exactly. We have to remember. Okay. Not exact rituals, they are all figuratively, as though ritual. This is real ritual, according to Krishna. Okay, don't take the ritual and you have to offer a year's you can't put in the fire. Vishaya Bhoga is that sense organ that you are putting in. You should not take literally as a fire. Where can you take the ear and put in the fire, nose in the fire? It's a ritual. We don't do that. As though it is a fire. Every Vishaya is an oblation. Every Vishaya is an oblation. What is the fifth one? Samyama Yajna, Atma Samyama Yajna. They perform meditation and contemplation. The seekers, in this verse especially discussed as 27th shloka, sannyasis. Particularly, specifically, sannyasis were discussed. They are not jnanis, but we have to remember. They are not jnanis, but sadhana's sake they are taken up. Self-mastery they are doing, sitting in meditation, contemplating and thinking about the Lord. So they are all people live a life of meditation. Morning meditation, afternoon meditation, evening meditation, all the time they do meditation, contemplation. And world is dead to them. They don't bother about the world, what is happening in the world, what is happening in America, what is happening in Iraq, what happens to Saddam Hussein. Even they don't bother about the local government also. Who is our present chief minister also, they don't bother. So that person is always thinking about only his her moksha. Immediately we think he is selfish person, not bothering about society. Shastra says he is the best person in the society. And he is not giving any problem to the society. What by thinking people are doing? By thinking about the president, prime minister, MLA, MPs and all, I am not going to change the society. So this person is one who recognized that transformation of myself, mastering my own body-mind complex is called self-mastery. If I master myself, I am doing service to the society. This is the best way of service to the society. That's why some people, wherever they go, they give happiness. Some people, whenever they go, they give happiness. That means what? We need not do anything to the society. So first you learn how to live humanely. Humanness, manavatvama, values follow panni. One human being, how one should live, and if you live a value-based life, religious life, scriptural-based life, you are doing a great, tremendous service to the society. More than this, you need not do anything. Shastra wants this first. You correct yourself. That is the Atma Samyama Yajna. He has given in the 27th shloka. So this person is sannyasi, means here not a jnani. I said, who is having nitya anitya vastu viveka. What is real? What is unreal? Working for the real vastu. Not giving priority to the unreal, temporary objects. The person never give importance. This is called Atma Samyama Yajna. What about 28th? Bhagavan has given Dravya Yajna. This shloka we are seeing. Dravya Yajna, just we read the shloka but I have not explained. 6th Yajna. Dravya means dravyam, something, giving, offering a danam. Those who distribute wealth, they are called Dravya Yajnaha. Dravya Yajnaha means the name of the person who distribute his wealth or her wealth. Generally, after death of a person, whatever he has earned, the money, they will do danam. Lot of things they give danam, so that this person who passed away, he will go to higher lokas and he will not suffer in higher lokas. That's why they do lot of dhanam, bhudanam, dhanadhanam, swarnadanam, godanam. All these they do. Plenty. Avarku irukradella kudukano. Nowadays who is giving? Now first person is in bed, and bed is going to pass. Everybody see the count. Brothers, sisters, look at the property. But actually olden days, they never touch the person's property. They have to distribute it to the public. Brahmanas, other poor people, they have to feed and they have to give lot of things. That was the principle followed by our people those days. We are not supposed to touch their property. So while living, suppose, that is about after death. While living also a person has to give danam. While living, he has to give danam. By giving danam, he will get chitta shuddhi. Danam mixed with bhakti also. Dravya yajnam and dana yajnam. Dravya danam eva yajnaha eshante. This is especially in pilgrimage centers. Tirtheshu, Shankaracharya says, Tirtheshu dravya viniyogaha yajna. In pilgrimage centers, when you go there, you have to give danam, that is more efficacious. In Haridwar, Rishikesh, wherever you go, Rameshwaram, Badri, people give lot of food, lot of money, lot of kambalis, all rugs and all, they give lot of danam. You get plenty of punya there, if you give there. That dravyam, danam is called yajna. That's why when occasion comes, festival comes, any occasion in the house, when you celebrate, first you have to feed the people, you have to give money, you have to give several things to them. That's called dravya yajna. Some people practice this, they get chitta shuddhi. Kshetra danam. They do. Bhudanam, kshetra danam. So here, in Upanishad also, we saw Shraddhaya deyam, Ashraddhaya adeyam, Bhiya deyam, Kriya deyam. The mantra tells, whenever you are offering something, Shraddhaya deyam, with Shraddha you give. Never give with pomp and show or any pride. I am very happy. Bhagavan has given me this opportunity. I am in a position to offer to Bhagavan. I thank Bhagavan, you have kept me in this position at least. So this person is so happy. Shraddha. With Shraddha he offers. Shraddhaya deyam, ashraddhaya adeyam. Don't give without faith. Shraddha illamale. Without faith, no, don't give any time. He is a beggar, I am the giver, I am the rich person. Never think like that. He is Narayana. Who is asking is none other than Narayana. That is why in our country there are many more beggars, However much we try to control, we can't control because we have a fear. We don't know in which body Narayana is coming. Let us give dhanam. So we are encouraging like that. Therefore, genuine person, when they are not able to earn something, anything, a person who is renunciate, that person we can offer. We have to offer. Dhanam gives a tremendous punya phalam. Tremendous. It gives chitta shuddhi. And ahankara will go away once you give. Bhiyadeyam. We have to have a fear when you are giving. Am I giving right time for a right person, right dhanam I have to give. You should not give a shawl in the summer. Madras people shale venda. When you have to where to give, when to give, to whom to give. When is person hungry, only you have to feed immediately. When your occasion comes, only you want to feed, and already those taken food. That is called apatra dhanam. When person is feeling hungry, thirsty, love and affection they seek badly, you have to give. Knowledge also. No, whenever I have, I will give. That's what Lord Krishna came and tested this. Duryodhana and Karna. Duryodhana was so jealous of Karna. He is getting good name, giving my property, getting Dana, Karna name. Duryodhana, and once Lord Krishna came and asked Duryodhana, I want some firewood to celebrate my son's Upanayanam. That time is high, very cyclone, full of water, everything is wet. Then Duryodhana said, this Brahmana said, whenever I need, I will come. Then that Brahmana came exactly the rainy season. Duryodhana said, you have come in a wrong time, I can't give. No, day after tomorrow, Muhurtam, I have to do that Upanayanam, please give me. Where from I will bring now? Firewood, everything is wet, dry firewood is not available. Okay, I will go to Karna's house. Then Lord Krishna went to Karna's house in Brahmana Vesham. Duryodhana do not know this. And asked Karna immediately, removed all these darwajas, windows, everything wood, he has given that. Whole palace is Duryodhana's palace. Then Duryodhana heard that news. In the idea, that's why Karna never think, when he is giving with the right side, also people used to ask him, why you are giving with the right side? Why can't you give with the left hand, why are you giving? Right hand, why can't you give? I do not know. Suppose before changing from left hand to right hand, my buddhi may change. My mind may get changed. Therefore, I don't want to change, I am giving. Such a generous heart. Generally, people when they do dhanam, useless fruits, useless things, useless only they will give. This is called dravya yajnam. Otherwise, it will become a rajasa yajnam. With pride, if I give any dhanam to others, everyone should see. When I am giving, everyone should see. They have to see. This is called rajasa dhanam. Whenever I am having and giving, with pomp and show, it is called Rajasa Dhanam. Suppose useless things I am giving in a wrong time to a wrong person, it is called Tamasa Dhanam. This is the cheapest matter, the lowest Dhanam. What is the highest Dhanam? A right person, when you give it to a right person, the right article, things, at the right time, it is called Satvika Dhanam. அப்படின்னா நமக்கு புத்தி வேலை பண்ணணும். யாருக்கு எப்போ என்ன வேணும்னு யோசிச்சு கொடுக்கணும். That's why punya dhanam மூலமா வர புண்ணியம் it will not come very easily. It comes only for satvika dhanam, you get full punya. So for that sake we have to be alert. Very, very Alert and vigilant, always you have to see the people who require what. Then their blessings will come to you. The seeker, the sannyasis, they do dravya yajna to get chitta shuddhi. Then the seventh one is tapo yajna, one who follow prayerful disciplines. They are called, they do sharira peedanam, willful self-denial. Tapas means here willful self-denial. Deliberately, they take up certain disciplines, deliberately, willfully, and they follow certain disciplines. Upavasam, Maunam, Ekadashi Upavasam, all this they practice. And everything they keep at its own place. That is also a discipline. You require a lot of tremendous willpower for that. Generally we throw the things. அந்தந்த பொருள் அந்தந்த இடத்துல வைக்கிறதுக்கு நிறைய தபசு வேணும். That's why some people are very diligently, very keenly observe things. They keep at that place only. Pen where it has kept, they keep there only. Paper there only. Like that they keep. You see their way of living, we wonder. That is also a type of discipline. Deliberately they follow, because you have to get up, you have to go and walk, you have to keep that thing there itself. Generally we will postpone. Afterwards we will see. Later we will see. So cleanliness is next to godliness. Orderliness, it is a tapas. Even minute things are observed in our Shastra. How you keep yourself, your dress, your hair. And taking bath is also a tapas. Some people don't like to take bath. Laziness and what. Tapas and you are shunning the laziness. So therefore, in this tapo yajna also, first 3 points we can see. First, welcome the discomfort. Tapas and you are deliberately welcoming the discomfort. Suppose you are going somewhere and you reach after so and so time, in the meantime itself you got feel hunger. Suppose let me wait for half an hour. I will go and reach there and I will eat. But by this time he get the pakoda smell on the way. Let me eat. கண்ணதெல்ல சாப்பிடுறது என்ன வெளியிலேயே சாப்பிட்டு ஃபாஸ்ட் ஃபுட்ஸ் கிட்ட போய் உட்கார்ந்து கிடக்கிட்ட சாப்பிடுவேன். சாஃப்ட் ட்ரிங்க்ஸ் திஸ் அண்ட் தட் அண்ட் ஆல் ஈட். வை கான்ட் யூ வெயிட் half an hour, 1 hour? No. And the discomfort you have to welcome at that time. So that only, then only you can follow certain disciplines. Now these soft drinks all are available in even villages. Everywhere pizza corners are there nowadays. So immediately they will get a temptation. எங்கே தபஸ் பண்ண முடியாது? So suppose water is not coming today, 1 hour late, okay, wait some time. So by that time we'll become so restless and that day will off, mind off. So for everything we are like that now. This person, wait and see, tapo yajna. Deliberately, discomfort they welcome. Any pain comes, okay, let me see. We will not publicize for all people. Talavali. Headache. Back pain. Okay, what is there? Silently undergo the pain. Whether it comes by itself, by chance, or it comes with a plan. Upavasa like this with a plan. Sometimes when you are traveling, we don't get food without a plan it comes like that. Then spiritual enquiry also called tapo yajna. Enquiry into spirit. Enquiry into spirit don't take any other spirit. Take in a right spirit. What is spirit enquiry? Trying to know the higher nature of God. What is this? What is this creation? How this creation has come? Who am I at all? What is this body? What is this mind? Made up of what? Where am I going after death? At at least this person starting inquiry, some questions will come in the mind. Inquiry. Then some certain general disciplines also he follows. All these things called tapo yajna. Whoever follow all this, they are called tapo yajna. Willful self-denial. It's called austerities as a yajna. Because Bhagavan is involved in these yajnas. That's why it is called yajna. Then, eighth one is yoga yajna. Ashtanga yoga. Those who practice the Ashtanga yoga, eight-limbed yoga, they are called yoga yajna. Ashtanga yoga pranayama pratyahara lakshana yajna, yoga yajna. Eshamte. Whoever practice that yoga, you are all yoga yajna. Many of you are yoga students only, no? I hope so. Many of you are yoga students. You have done asanas, you have done pranayama, you have done illa. You are doing also. Yes? Yeah. I am very positive. You are doing. So, yama niyamas. Ashtanga yoga means yama niyamas. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. All these 8 steps, they follow. Asanas they follow for Annamaya Kosha. Pranayama they follow for Pranamaya Kosha. Meditation they follow for Manomaya Kosha. And study Bhagavad Gita, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhanam is there. In Ashtanga Yoga, unfortunately people are all making this Ashtanga Yoga into physical exercise. They never know that point. Ishvara Pranidhanam is there in Ashtanga Yoga. Bhagavan is involved. Surrender to God is involved. That's why yoga yajna ni sollitar Bhagavan. Yoga enna achina ipdi gym aiduthavide. Adu oru gym aerobics. So that's why I have to give a new name for my yoga classes. Samskara gym ani puttita nanu kuda. What is samskara gym anna? Gita yoga meditation anna. This Ashtanga yoga is not like aerobics and gymnastics. Bhagavan has used the word yoga yajna. Whoever practicing yoga, Ashtanga yoga, asana, pranayama, meditation, they are all doing a ritual. It is yajna. When you are coming to a yoga class, you are coming to do yajna, yoga yajna. Clear? Swamini, I want to reduce my tummy. In spite of that, you are doing yoga yajna only. The name is yoga yajna. Isn't it? Much problem, blood pressure korayano. But still, what you call it as? Yoga yajna. Many people choose this Ashtanga yoga, they practice for Vijnanamaya Kosha, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam. Shravanam for Vijnanamaya Kosha. So, for the integration of the personality, people follow. That's why Swami Paramarthananda Saraswati always says, those who ever practice Ashtanga yoga, Vedanta is a walkover. It's a plus point. That is why I conduct yoga classes. At least some of the students will come to Gita class actually. Without preparation of Ashtanga yoga, Atma Jnanam, Jnana Yajna is difficult. So integration of the personality at all levels, 5 layers, it purifies the person and it brings the subtleties, sharpness, and the person become healthy and come to the higher pursuit. That's my intention. இதெல்லாம் சொல்ல மாட்டேன் அவங்களுக்கு. சொன்னா புரியாது. முள்ளமா கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் டோஸ் கொடுக்கணும். அப்பதான் புரியும். So almost my students are yoga students. Vedantic students, almost yoga students only. Because I take that qualification yoga irundada, they can focus their mind, they can concentrate also. If they are not yoga students, they come to Gita first, then they come to yoga. If they are yoga students, they come to yoga and they will come to Gita. Both the ways they will be benefited. So yoga yajna. When I was taken up this yoga practice, I never knew this Bhagavan said in Bhagavad Gita. Later only I come to know. So I used to feel so happy. I was a yoga practitioner from a long time. Bhagavan has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Yajna. I used to feel so happy. So many yajnas I have done in this. So many plus points. So you are all doing that. Then the next one, 9th one is Swadhyaya Yajna. Swadhyaya Yajna means recitation is also a type of yajna. Some people take up the recitation. Morning recitation, afternoon recitation, evening, night. Tirumandram, Tiruvachikam, all these they, Tiruvembavai in Tamil literature. Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, Veda Parayanam, connected to their Veda, Rug Veda, Yajurveda, Sama Veda, they take for recitation, chanting. Therefore, by heart kantastham is very, very important. Without by heart, all ideas are vague. If you study Bhagavad Gita, enga enna slokam thedano namma. But adhe for when childhood, if you have by hearted this Bhagavad Gita, any sloka from any chapter when I quote, immediately you can relate. That is why this amazing Paramarthananda Swamiji, Brihadaranyaka with number, chapter, mantra number also he gives. I used to say, Swamiji, we feel so shy, Swamiji, you say these numbers also. Even chapter, shloka number, even Brihadaranyaka means imagine such a vast Upanishad. Chandogyam, Bhagavad Gita, all Upanishads with numbers he gives. That means how much dedication in the Shastra, imagine. So therefore, how much everyday Parayanam Pandanam. Adhikda cholre. Every day we have to do Parayanam. Whatever present Upanishads we are studying Bhagavad Gita, that chapter, by finishing that chapter, I have to by heart that chapter. All whole Balavihar should be by hearted. All these things gives Chitta Shuddhi. This is called Swadhyaya Yajnam. Next Yajna is Jnana Yajna. This chanting is very good for mental health actually. That's why in our culture, this chanting, Namanamam, Akhanda Ramanamam, Akhanda Japam, idella pandradellame, loud chanting is good for mental health. Bhajans, stotrams. Problem enna, adulane ukkarakudadu. Some people mad of chanting all the time. Until they get chest pain, they chant. It's too much. No? Morning, few minutes, afternoon, evening. Sandhya Samayam especially, Sandhya Samayam you have to chant. Early morning, early evenings you have to chant. Some stotrams. Skanda Shashtiyo, edo padikanu. Now this Jnana Yajna, Swadhyaya Yajna over, the 10th one is Jnana Yajna, Artha Pradhanam. And Tarka, Nyaya, Mimamsa. Other texts also. 24th Slokala Jnana Yajna Bhagavan has given. There. That is different, this is different. Okay. This Jnana Yajna means studying the meaning of that shlokas. Whatever recitation they have done. Meaning, word to word meaning. Other angas. There are 14 total. Our text we can take it as 14. Angani Veda Chatvaraha. 4 Vedas. Angani Veda Chatvaraha. Mimamsa Nyaya Vistaraha. Puranam Dharma Shastrancha. Vidya Heta Chaturdasha. The 14 texts one has to study. How we are doing ancillaries, main subject ellame. Like this, in this Shastra also, 4 Vedas one has to study. At least 1 Veda one has to study. Then 4 Angas. 4 Angas are Mimamsa, Nyaya, Purana, Dharma Shastram. Siksha Kalpa Mundakopanishad we saw. Siksha Kalpam Vyakaranam Niruktam Chandas Jyotisham. 4 Vedas plus 6 Angas. How many? 10. Then this Mimamsa, Nyaya. 12. Purana, Itihasa. 14. I will tell you again. Okay. 4 Vedas. People are all asking, what are our religious books? They are asking me. No, what are all religions? Christians and Bible. Muslims and Quran. What about Hindus? Adha puriyala. There are many. 14 minimum. First 4 Vedas and ancillaries. To understand the 4 Vedas, it connected subjects and matter. Grammar, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandas, Jyotisham. All these are all 6 Angas. Siksha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandas, Jyotisham. Then comes Nyaya, Mimamsa, then Purana, Itihasa. All these are our treasure houses. So, Mundakopanishad, if you see, all are given in that shloka. Chatvarha Vedaha Angani. Next shloka we will read. See, Mimamsa here, Purva Mimamsa it comes. Tarka, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa. Vyakaranam. There are also ancillaries. Shiksha, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, Jyotisham, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Chandas. 6. 4 plus 6, 10. Then Nyaya, Purva Mimamsa. 12. Then Purana, Itihasa. 14. So, chinna vayaslo from down to top you have to go. Purana, Itihasa first you have to study. Then other Vyakaranam, all you have to study. எங்கே படிக்கிறோம் வீக்லிஸ் படிக்கிறதுக்கே டைம் இல்லை சுவாமினி. சில இந்த நேம்ஸ் இந்த டெக்ஸ்ட் இருக்குன்னே தெரியாது நமக்கு. Many of us. Very, very subtle subjects. Very, very subtle. It sharpens your intellect. It tells you how to think. This Tarka, Nyaya helps us to how to think. Purva Mimamsa tells how to analysis. So now we are becoming so gross. Very gross level subjects only we are able to understand. Subtle subjects, we have already closed our brain. Nobody is teaching also and nobody is studying also. That's why they are all becoming fading out. We are not able to understand, study. Even music, dance also people are not able to do. Everything westernized nowadays. That's why Panditas, those who study this, they are very, very sharp and their concentration power is so powerful, thinking capacity is so powerful. All these come by study, regular study. Now 29th shloka. Apane juhati pranam prane panam tatha parem प्राणापानगति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम परायणाः. Now the next one is pranayama yajna, 11th one. Pranayama yajna. In this pranayama yajna, there are different people in different variations they do. All put together we can take pranayama yajna. How they do? Pranayama parayanaha. Second line, last word. Parayanaha means committed to, resort to. Those who have taken up pranayama sadhana predominantly. Morning half an hour of pranayama, evening pranayama, and even hours together they do pranayama, some people. Pranayama parayana is the name of a person who daily systematically a specific time he practices or she practices pranayama. They are called pranayama parayana. Parayanam ayanam, adhe goal avangalukku. Morning onwards, after getting up, moochu kaatida, observing the breathing pattern. Pranayama parayana. What they do? Some people apare. Apare means other yajnas done by the other people, but there are some people apare pranayama parayanaha. Some people resort to pranayama yajna. Pranam apane juhvati. Pranam means exhalation. Apane juhati. They offer. Juhvati means offer. Offer into what? Into the inhalation. Apane. Since juhvati means offer, the name has given, we have to symbolically take that as a fire. They offer the exhalation into inhalation. Pranam apane juhvati. Some people offer the exhalation into giving the importance to this oblation. Exhalation is an oblation. Homakunda is what? Apana prana is the homakunda. Inhalation. So exhalation into inhalation. Into the fire of inhalation. Tatha. This is the first variety. So exhalation means rechakam in Sanskrit. Rich means to empty. Rechaka means emptying the lungs is called rechaka pranayama. Exhalation. Inhalation ke you are filling your lungs. That's why called it is porakam. Just you put in a kodakattai poranam, poranam. You fill your lungs with air. It's called inhalation, called porakam. Some people apanam prane juhati. Apana means inhalation. They offer into the exhalation. Suppose I am breathing out. Exhalation. What I am breathing out? Whatever I have inhaled, that only I am exhaling. That means what? Inhalation I am offering into exhalation. Whatever I have exhaled, that only means not that air. Whatever is external, that only I am inhaling. So they give more importance to that. Long time in artham. They give long time for exhalation. After leaving the air, they do kumbhaka. Some people after taking antara kumbhaka they do. Antara kumbhaka means after inhalation, they hold the breath. Now don't hold the breath. Okay. After taking inside, they hold the breath. That means they give long time for antara kumbhaka. And some people take more time for kumbhaka only. Long time they hold the breath. Ade kumbhaka highlighting anamata. Some people exhalation lengthening and focusing on exhalation. Some people are lengthening inhalation. நல்ல மூச்சு காற்று ஃபுல்லாக எடுத்துகிட்டே இருப்பான் உள்ள. Taking more time in what it is? Antarikam. We are taking inside inhalation pranayama. Exhalation into inhalation, inhalation into exhalation. Some people focus on this, some people lengthen that time, some people both equally kumbhaka. It is kumbhaka means holding. Just as you hold the pot water, like that in lungs you hold the air is called kumbhaka. Why? What for? To raise kundalini. The potential power is there, the kundalini shakti. To raise that power, they do pranayama. More time for that kundalini shakti. What is kundalini? Any hidden power is called kundalini. Now your speech power is kundalini because you are all sitting quietly. That is invisible, not expressed. It is potential. Therefore it is called kundalini. In water, electricity is in potential form. Therefore it is kundalini. Similarly, our power, inner shakti is also potential form. It is it manifests when you do rigorous pranayama with proper guidance. That is prane rudhva prana pana gati. Some people resort to restraining. Rudhva means controlling. Kumbhaka pranayama they do more time. Prana, apana, gati. The movement of the inhalation and exhalation, they restrain more time. All this will help us to focus the mind. Mental concentration will come. This pranayama practice. It is like a bridge. Prana is a bridge between body and the mind. It's a very, very useful practice to focus the mind, to improve concentration, to develop concentration power. More in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.